folks. Welcome to another edition of the 2009 World Series Random Questions. Today we have one of the most feared, aggressive young players out there in the world today. We have Phan. John, it was fearless, it was aggressive, it was moving real quick today, and it lasted how long?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So
I'm like an hour late, and poker, it happened.
was it a double up and go homer scenario, or were you making a move, or what happened on that one?
Actually, I was playing good card. I got ace 9. One guy raised, 5 caller. Flop count ace 9 8.
Yeah.
One guy bet, one guy raised. So I look at his chip stack. I got him covered, so I knew he was going to move on the turn. So I just flat call. Guy fold. Turn come at 10. Plan works out like what I expected to work out.
Yeah.
So I check his chip. So I snap con, and the real come 8. So now he had 8 9. So now, wow, that's like not so right. But that's poker. And I cripple, so I got about 800 left. Got raised. Ace 10 offsuit. I got pocket 7. I ship it again.
Race no win.
No help. I got sucked out again. So that's it.
It happens, and hey, now you've got an afternoon free. So what do you do when you come in and you get out of one of these things free? Nothing else on the schedule? Are you going to play a little later this afternoon the 10K PLO, or what are we going to do?
I'm thinking about playing 10K, but I'll probably go play some cash games. Maybe relax, go to a pool, hang out.
That's a good deal. All right, now we're going to get into what this is really about. Not about the poker questions, but about random questions about you. And these are really random, so we're just going to drop it in here. And we've got some crazy traffic here in Las Vegas. What's your biggest pet peeve as a driver?
Like traffic in Vegas, like after 3 or 4 is pretty bad. Especially the weekend and on Las Vegas Boulevard and holiday stuff like that. It's crazy. So that's Vegas. Traffic always bad during the weekend, holiday.
Just getting stuck in the traffic, that's the sucker?
Yeah, so walk if you could, or take a limo.
You can
if you don't want to wait in line.
All right.
Yeah, that was always nice. So
it's all good. If you could name your street that you live on, anything you wanted, what would you name it?
My street?
The street that you live on. If you could rename it to whatever you want, what would you name it?
I would name it Poker Street.
Name it on Poker Street, all right.
Yeah, Poker Street, why not?
The most memorable thing you've ever hit on the road while driving a motor vehicle. What is it?
I think I hit a dog once in the freeway where I was going so fast as a small dog. I was going 70, 80 in this. I looked behind me, there's no way I could avoid it. And plus the dog's not that big, so if I would try to avoid that, I would probably cause like a major accident. So I just
kind of had to deal with the bump. If would you rather be lost in the desert or a jungle?
I would say both, but jungle is fine.
Jungle is fine. All right, now this is a little bit of user-generated random questions. We actually have some folks out there when we post these on the forums at Poker Road, where the guys are actually able to submit a few questions. And this is one of the ones, this one was submitted by JRW 5000, and he's going to be our random question 2.0 guy of the day. His question is, koalas or pandas? Which do you prefer?
Panda.
Panda. If you had to eat one of them, which one would you choose?
Actually, I like weird animal. I guess I eat anything except for tiger.
You eat anything but the tiger?
Dogs.
So koala or panda? I mean, you could base it on size, weight, perceived tenderness. Whatever works.
Actually, I never tried one of those. I'm curious. I don't know. I'll probably take panda. I don't know, but panda's too friendly. I'll probably eat koala.
Eat the koala. All right. If you're in a Clint Eastwood spaghetti western, are you the good, the bad, or the ugly?
I take the good.
All right, you take the good. Strangest thing you've ever had said to you or by you during sex?
That's a pretty tough question. I don't know. I don't think I want to answer that one.
That's fine. You can always skip them.
Okay, good.
Best song ever written before you were born?
Actually, I like all music. I don't really have a favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, except for like one Vietnamese song where if I would say it, you guys probably wouldn't know it, but it's really meaningful and very deep.
All right. Well, so if you had a theme song, what would it be? Would it be that song, or would
Yeah,
it be?
that would be that song.
Alright.
It's
What's the name of it?
in Vietnamese is the trở về các bụi. I mean, like the song we. It says when you dead, no matter if you're rich or poor, you're just the same person once you're dead. You know. Yeah.
That's a good one. I like it. We'll have to figure out what we can do with that one. If you had to be one of the following, or you got to be one of the following, which one would you choose? The first person on Mars, President of the United States, winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, or the person who finds the cure for Alzheimer's?
I'll probably take the president.
President of the United
Yeah,
States.
president's cool.
If you were the President of the United States, what would be the first law you would change?
That's a pretty tough one. I'll probably cut down off on the taxes.
That's a good way to go.
Yeah, killing it.
What is the most interesting way that you've ever gone on a Corona break during a poker tournament?
Drinking a lot.
Yeah. Well, then you said, "Hold on, I've got to go get a Corona." What's the most interesting time you've
I
ever?
did
done
that, as a matter of fact, in LA Classic. I was pretty drunk and I was in a hand and I wait, and the cocktail would just take so long. So I go, give me 1 minute. So I run to the bar and get a Corona, come back, and I saw my hand.
So you came back, and it literally is. If you've seen the LAPC room, there's a bar at the back of
Yeah.
the room. You got up towards the front of the room, ran back,
Yeah,
bought a beer, came back,
Yeah.
and I believe you folded the hand as soon as you sat down.
No, I called the hand.
You called the
I
hand
think I
as it
called
came
it,
through.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
I said, give me 1 minute. Let me think about it. I ran over there, grabbed my beer, and came back, and I.
Ready to
was
go.
like, where'd y'all go? I go, give me a minute. Let me think about it, right?
There was a little bit of protest after that one, I think, but it was all right. If you had to choose one live event to streak through, what would it be? Now, this can be any live sporting event, whatever, and you know what I mean by streaking, right? People like run naked through like a camera event, like thing. If you could
Oh.
pick one to do that in, consequence-free, which one would you do?
Nah, none. I won't do that.
Won't do it at all.
That's too much.
Who's the most interesting person you know, and why?
I think myself.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Why are you the most interesting person you know?
I'm very different from a lot of people in how I think and how I look at things.
Give me an example.
Like I look things at both way, and like now when I was younger, then I want to look things at one way, and just my heart. I think I have a pretty big heart.
That's a good way to look at it, man. I like that.
Like one day I will die. If I'm really wealthy, I'll donate at least like 20% of my money to like whatever.
Yeah. Hey, you do a lot of charity work?
Yeah, I love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you've done?
I go back to Vietnam a lot, and I pass out rice, and I give money away to like the unfortunate people, and I find family that are poor that can't afford when like they have kids that have heart surgery and this and that, and
Yeah.
if they're really ill, they don't have enough money for a hospital. I will give them whatever it takes, you know.
Yeah.
Each trip I will find one or two persons to do that. Besides passing out rice, and
It's pretty amazing stuff. Now, what drives you to do that?
just I don't know, I had that in me since I was like 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like want to give back,
It's great,
and
man.
I've been doing that since 1991 when I came back to Vietnam. And back in the day, I don't donate a lot because I don't have that much money. But the more I make, the more I donate. The last 5 years, I donate a lot. I help out thousands of families.
Who's calling right now?
One of my crazy friends asked me out for. I'll be out in 5 minutes. Okay. It's funny, huh?
No, I like it. I
I
love it
know.
when the phone calls interrupt the interviews. Now, the one question everybody wants to know, and I'm really unsure if we even have a photograph of this, is what does John Phan look like without sunglasses?
Actually, I have that in my full tilt avatar.
Can anybody actually recognize you when you're not wearing the shades? That's
Yeah.
the question. They can say, people go, hey, yeah,
Of course.
it's all there. What psychological defect do you think is most prominent in poker players?
For me, it's instant.
Instinct?
For me, instant. Yeah.
You think it's a defect for the instinct?
No,
Or?
that's my specialty.
Oh, just instinct?
That's like a gift that I have.
All right. That works out pretty well. Now, here's the last question. I want you to name the 5 toughest poker players you've ever played against.
John Yuanda, David Phan, Phil Ivey,
Yeah.
Steve Sung.
Steve's son. Now, Steve's been on a little bit of a roll lately here.
Yeah.
Just picked up, went through 6,000 people in the 1K. Came really close to the WPT out in San Jose, right in the backyard there.
It's on fire.
So I got to ask, if you had to take him on in one type of poker game, heads up for your entire bankrolls between the two of you, which would you do it in?
Against Steve?
Against Steve.
No, I probably want to. He's my friend. I probably want. That's one thing I don't.
Don't want to do it at all. Okay.
I don't have that big ego no more. I don't. Not when I was younger. I always wanted to play the biggest cash game. Every casino I go, I always would love to see a bigger game, and I'm not like that no more. I don't.
So there's not one person out there you'd play heads up for rolls right now if you had the opportunity. Just
Nah.
to see if you could do it.
I don't need to do that.
All right, man. Well, John, thanks for your time. Looks like you